Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we got a lot of crazy stories to share with the Crypto.com community, the CRO fam out there. Guys, there are some huge analytics coming out for major exchanges and cryptocurrency overall that I wanted to share with you today from Crypto.com, Binance. Also, the relaunching of, yes, I'm not kidding you, FTX exchange. Is this really going to happen? Is it going to come back in a big way? We're going to talk about that. Of course, more SEC lawsuits, more problems with some of these other exchanges and centralized entities really that we're going to talk about. And of course, we got to talk about Jim Cramer and none other than Jamie Dimon. Guys, there's a lot going on, and I have my partner here with me today, Blacksea. Blacksea, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? I can't believe that there's this talk of FTX coming back. It absolutely blows my mind.
It's going to be a juicy stream tonight, CRO fam. We're going to get heated. You're going to get a little venting action from Blacksea and myself. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. So let's get to it. If you haven't done so already, smash up the like button. Let's crush the like button, fam. And subscribe to the channel. We're doing 5 videos every day now. We added an extra video every day for you guys. We're doing it. And now when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber. So do not miss out, fam. Do not miss out. But let's take a peek. Blacksea, these markets, we're moving up again. I thought, maybe there's still room for downside. And I felt a retracement coming, but looks like we're moving up. Bitcoin dominance, 41.4%. Bitcoin breaking back above $21,000. Got to take a peek here with you, man. What do you think about this chart right now? Can you give me a little bit of insight as to...
Of course. I think we're consolidating, and I love to see it. I love to see it. I love as long as we're above 19,500. That's like my make or break territory. As long as we're getting weekly candle closes above that, daily candle closes above that, I'm pretty content. I'm happy with swinging up and down above the $19,500 mark. And if we get a weekly candle close, we're going to the upside, guys.
Yep. And you know what? We talked about this. I think it was in a live stream, or maybe it was in one of the videos the other day. I said, you know what? Hey, as this kind of started to come down a little bit, there was a little bit of fear. And even before, it was kind of pumping up. I said I would be okay with a test off of $20,000. I know right now that people are looking at $19,500. You know, a bounce off that's healthy, right? And if we already bounced, which is possible, it's certainly possible, guys. I'm with you, Blacksea. I mean, I'm seeing more upside in the market. Shout out to some of the community members here. Michael Artezi, good to see you. Hello, my friend. Slay Maven, the one, the only, the mod of the chat. Good to have you, brother. Thank you, Benny Blue Eyes. Nazar, my brother. Good to have you. Francisco Gabriel, some familiar faces. Good to have you, fam. Good to have you, fam. We got a lot of tokens moving, though, besides Bitcoin, obviously. You know, leads the charge here, but Ethereum trying to make its way back up a little bit. Bitcoin kind of looking strong. Still, we got to look at this too. Had a little retracements, still up 11% over the last 7 days. Incredible.
A great move.
Binance. How about a $300 Binance coin?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You know, Binance moves up. You know what else comes behind that? Yeah, you heard me right. Crocoin, guys. So when you see Binance moving, there's no reason why Crocoin shouldn't be following in suit.
Yeah, and we got a couple good reports from both of these huge exchanges that we got to talk about here in the video. And I got to get your take on this one, Blacksea. And, the whole crypto market, really, I mean, what a wild time. I mean, this FTX fallout was a disaster. And the fact that they're talking about launching the exchange again, we're going to talk about that in a second, guys. We got a lot to cover, but I got to get your take on this Crocoin price. So we're looking at the daily chart here right now. I'm
gonna tell you something I see that's just in my face right now when I look at that daily chart, and I see a potential cup and handle formation forming, and that is a very bullish formation. I would have loved to measure that from the top to the bottom. I think we're prepared for a move to the upside, especially if we get the weekly close above 19,500 on Bitcoin. It's forming a bullish formation right now.
Yep, and we've been talking about it. It's this 12-cent level. This is the FTX crash, guys. This is what this is. Boom. That is your FTX crash right there. Now, I'm not a fan if FTX does come back, right? Whatever, but I'm telling you that the rest of the crypto markets will come back from the crypto crash. I just hope FTX doesn't, but I want to get here first, fam, and then from there, I'm ready to go full bull market. We got to break back above this, though. I mean, really, I'm looking I'm looking at more like this 18, 20 cent level. That's when I'm going to start feeling really bullish. And at that point, what do you think Bitcoin's price is?
Man, I would probably say if around the 20 cent range. There's no reason why we're not at about 25, $28,000 Bitcoin.
Totally, totally. And that could happen, guys. How many times in the history, let us know in the chat, guys, how many times in the history have you seen a $5,000, a $10,000 candle on Bitcoin? Not always, but it certainly happens. I mean,
They happen. They definitely happen.
what do you think? 2, 3 times a bull run at least will get a
I think
$10,000.
usually, yeah, it the beginning or after we come down, have a retracement during the bull run, then we have just a big snap of a finger and a $10,000 candle. I like to call them God candles. They're awesome.
They're beautiful. You know what? And I see a lot of folks in the chat. 80 million users. That's right, guys. We're gonna celebrate that in a minute. You know what? Heck, let's get into some of the stories for the day. Let's get right to it. You guys beat us to the punch here. Crypto.com tweeted out today, very bullish for crypto overall, guys. I mean, Crypto.com is just a player, right? We love a lot of projects here. You know, we love Crypto.com. We love Bitcoin. We love Ethereum. We love, heck, there's so many great projects out there. I've talked about this so many times. You can almost put a blindfold on and pick a winner, really. But crypto's growing, 425 million users in crypto right now. Cryptocurrency owners, right now. This is fantastic to see. This is how many crypto owners there were by the end of 2022, with the market growing 39% on the year. And the CRO fam has also continued to grow, now at over 80 million strong. Now let's talk about this for a second. If Crypto.com has 80 million users and there's 425 million cryptocurrency owners, what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
I mean, I think we're bullish. We got a lot of room to grow. It's awesome.
We got huge market share, folks. You know, a lot of people, this is the one that blows my mind though, Blacksea. Like, I go on Twitter and I see how many big influencers, how many big Twitter accounts saying like, what exchange would you like to have your money in? And they always say Binance, like OKX and blah, KuCoin. And, you know, these are good. Okay, these are good exchanges too. But I never see Crypto.com. And that's not bearish for me, guys. It's bullish because it's just been ignored. Really, it's been ignored. Not by everybody. We're clearly 80 million strong, but it's been mostly ignored. Am I crazy on that?
No, I think that you're totally onto something with that, and I think that I really think that when it first came out to be, when Crypto.com first was breaking into the market, you were seeing a lot more people talk about it. And, you know, Crypto Kip, you know, you and I talk, man, and I will say this, guys. They need some better marketing in the influencer space, in the YouTube influencer space, and they could do so much better. I mean, I think come the Gen 3 exchange of Crypto.com for the United States, I think that you're going to start seeing more and more crypto influencers or YouTubers start talking about. But, you know, it's really funny you say about like this Twitter post that people post, like, what exchange are you using?
Yeah.
And I never see Crypto.com.
Ever.
Never.
And to your
point,
point,
it makes no sense.
To your point about the YouTubers and everything, just so you know, Crow fam, if you're like scratching your head out there being like, why Crypto Kip? Why Blacksea? Why aren't you guys Cronos ambassadors? Guys, we tried, okay? And it's not like they don't like us. It's that I don't think they have the capacity to outreach to all the inquiries they have coming in. Like, I just don't think they can keep up. And we applied months ago and we never even heard back. And that's crazy. I mean, we got several subscribers on YouTube at this point, and we talk about Crypto.com every day. And we're going to start talking about more projects too, because again, Crypto.com is an exchange where you can buy thousands of different cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of great projects out there, but we reached out to them to become one of their influencers. And I mean, we already are without even being a sponsor, but you know, they didn't even respond. So I totally agree. I think that they're missing the boat here. And this is one area. They're killing it on marketing, right? I mean, $700 million naming rights deal for the Staples Center, the FIFA. We know all this, guys. But the YouTubers and the influencers, they're missing the boat for sure. But let's take a peek at the analytics here that they actually did. So getting into this marketing, this market report that they did put out with. So the 425 million users by the end of 2022 is fantastic. But let's do some of the key takeaways for the Crow fam. Let's go over it. Global crypto owners increased by 39%, rising from 306 to 425 million. Bitcoin owners grew by 20% from 183 million to 219 million.
That's pretty huge.
Huge. It's like almost double. It's a little less. It's quite a bit less than double, but it's like a significant amount. And during a bear market,
yeah,
2022 is the worst year, maybe even in the history of crypto, right? It still grew by what, 40 million users? That's insane. Ethereum owners grew by 263% from 24 million in January to 87 million. Whoa. Look at that.
Yeah, that's even more absurd, but it makes sense. Totally makes sense. Ethereum is a different animal than Bitcoin. It makes sense.
It makes sense because it's got utility, because there's actual utility. Solana's got utility. Cronos has utility. There's these tokens with utility. Bitcoin, yes, it's great. We can transfer funds. I'm not footing Bitcoin, guys. If you're not holding Bitcoin, you're missing the boat. You guys should have a goal to have a Bitcoin. Everybody should try to get a Bitcoin. It's a lot of money, but you should try to get a Bitcoin, you know. But Ethereum grows by, you know, what is this, 4x versus Bitcoin's up 20%? So 20% versus 263% gains. Why is this happening? Because of utility. And what blows my mind, Blacksea, is like, and we're going to talk about Jamie Dimon in a second, but all these people that like to call Bitcoin and crypto nothing and that it's useless, and it's not. And that's the reason that Ethereum went up, because there's utility. There's so much utility.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, think about all the smart contracts. And yes, people will argue that you can have smart contracts on Bitcoin with the Lightning Network, but I will say that Ethereum that's what it's designed for. I mean, that's how you have DeFi. That's how you have all these decentralized apps. And it's utility. It's utility.
And it's not even as affordable as it should be yet, which is why you have such growth on Cronos, on Solana. The fees are low. And I think that's one of the reasons we talked about this on our last live stream, Blacksea. Ethereum's market share going down. I mean, we see that trend happen. Now, I'm not saying it goes away, right? It still could be king, who knows, forever. Who knows? But its market share is going down and competitors are coming.
Yep, without a doubt. I mean, when it comes to DeFi, I love to see that. I would love to see Cronos get more of a market share. You guys all know that we're super bullish on on the crypto report, and I would love to see Cronos get more of a DeFi market share of the DeFi ecosystem. And I think it's happening right now.
They are. It's for sure. I mean, it's still in the infancy, so I'm very excited to see that growth. Michael Artezi in the chat asking, how many users does Binance have? Last time I checked, they had 120 million users. So it is the largest exchange on planet Earth. But the fact that Crypto.com's coming up now at 80 million users, I'm sure Binance is probably up to 140, maybe 150 at this point. I don't have those latest numbers. But more, so many more. But again, just like Ethereum losing market share, it's only a matter of time before Binance loses market share to other successful exchanges. And again, I'm not fudding Binance. I'm not fudding anything. I'm just saying market share does move around. It is liquid. So you got to look at, you know, what projects are doing it right. And these reports are very cool. More info on this report. You can see back to the beginning of the year. You can see each month how it came. And I want to point out, November is when the FTX crash happened, and then the jump up to December is arguably one of the biggest jumps in the amount of users. It's almost like, you know, so take us through this one, Blacksea. Bad news is good news.
Yeah, I mean, what's the other saying? They say bad publicity is good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity. It's pretty crazy. I mean, when the FTX was going down, it was all over mainstream media, and you know what? We benefited from that in many different aspects. Maybe not in price action, or you could look at it both ways. Maybe we did benefit in price action, give you more time to purchase and accumulate a lower price on Crocoin. But overall, when it comes to bringing more users to the platform, that's a win-win in my book.
Oh, that was a great point. You got to give him some fire in the chat for that one. Smash up the like for that one. More buying opportunities. It's exactly what we had. Also, the global ETH owners and growth rate. Another great chart. So they keep doing these reports, guys. Keep an eye out for these. These are very, very cool to see. Crypto.com does a fantastic job getting out these reports. And credit to Binance. So does Binance. CZ tweeted out today the best way to do 4. I'll talk about what that is in a second for those of you that don't know. But 2022 in numbers, they summed it up as well. 65 billion in average daily volume. That's insane. 3.8 billion transactions to date. 24/7 customer service, 600,000 NFTs. And that's something I want to talk about real quick too. I mean, 600,000 NFTs is a lot, but it is much less than some of these other projects out there. Ethereum's got more, and Solana has a lot as well. There's an opportunity though there, right? For Binance and for Crypto.com.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think it's important that Binance and Crypto.com and these other people that own smart chains and whatnot have their own chain, that they develop their NFT ecosystems and their DeFi ecosystems. I think all it does is benefit them as a whole. But 600,000, seems like a lot, but if you think about it, I mean, each collection is like 10,000 units usually, so
Sure.
not really that many projects, but at the same time, I'd love to see it. I want to see that in all the chains. I'm not rooting for one chain specifically. Like, I want all the chains to be successful, because when all the chains are successful, there's more mass adoption in crypto, and no matter what you invest in, you'll make a profit.
Yep. And just like you want decentralization in the nodes and in the actual miners for Bitcoin, right? You want decentralization in the way that not one exchange rules them all. Not one chain rules them all. You don't want all the NFT volume on one smart contract play. You don't want all the transactions on an exchange through one exchange. You want diversification here. So we got to root it all on. But this was a great tweet by Binance and CZ. And his quote is the best way to do for. What is he referring to? Of course, his pinned tweet. If you guys haven't seen this pinned tweet, it's great. Ignore FUD, fake news, and attacks. This is how he's trying to sum up 2023. This was his tweet to start the new year, to end the miserable year that was 2022. He's trying to keep it simple, and I love this, and he's going to be referencing this all year, and I'm sure that at one point this will be trending at some point. So in the future, would appreciate if you can link to this post when I tweet for. So this is something he's trying to push. It's pretty cool.
I love to see that. I love to see that, because you're totally spot on. Like, that next bull run, when we're like full on bull market, that's gonna start trending, because like it's gonna be like, remember guys, remember all that FUD? Well, now look at us. It's gonna be pretty funny.
Speaking of FUD, let's get into it. Jim Cramer, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jim Cramer to the chat. Jim Cramer is an idiot. Okay, a little much crypto, Kip. No, I'm done with him. He's out of control. You're talking about these old regime, the old power that be. Jim Cramer is a guy that goes on television, TV every day, and his segment of audience that he talks to is 45, well, probably like 55 to like 80-year-olds is really the people that he's after. So for him to come out and say, not business as usual, Jim Cramer blasts dangerous $4.3 billion bailout of crypto bank. Here's how to prepare for a total collapse of crypto confidence. Let's just go back real quick, Blacksea. Does this look like a total collapse of crypto confidence?
Come on. Jim Cramer must be either getting probed so hard by outside sources, or even himself, his investments. He must be shorting. I don't know what's going on with him, but man, I mean, he basically called the bottom on crypto so far. He basically said you should dump all your crypto at like 15,000 and 15,500 at like the peak of the fear, and now look at us. It's just I'm so tired of him, dude, man. It's literally just FUD, and it's constant FUD. And you know what? Go ahead, Jim. FUD away. I'm going to keep buying. I'm going to buy the products I believe in, and I'm going to make money off your FUD. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for the better prices. And you know what, guys? Here's a big point that I want to make about Jim, okay? Jim Cramer bought a farm with his crypto. He paid off his house's mortgage with his crypto. We know this. But let me give him one piece of credit. We don't like bank bailouts either. Blacksea and I don't like bank bailouts. We're not a fan about it. But here's the thing. He's talking about this crypto bank. It's not a crypto bank. It's a crypto-friendly bank. It's a bank. And they allowed crypto transactions and what have you. They're trying to get into the crypto space, which is a great idea for a bank. Because clearly, guys, if you haven't been watching the channel, you know that crypto is the future. And it's coming. So, guys, this is something that I want you guys to take into account here. So he's talking about not business as usual. Jim Cramer blasts dangerous $4.3 billion bailout of a crypto bank. Let's look at other banks in the history of banks, okay? Let's take a peek at this real quick. Okay, this is the 2008 financial crisis, okay? Wells Fargo, a $25 billion with a B, a $25 billion bailout in 2008. In 2008, $25 billion in 2008 is probably like $40 billion in today's money. Maybe that's a little much, but inflation, guys, okay? Inflation. This is a significant amount of money. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, we'll talk about him. Look at this, $25 billion. Bank of America, $15 billion. Look at this.
Yeah, absurd. You know, and like when you look at this, you're like, wait a second. He's blasting them for 4.6 billion. Like, wait, what? What about 25 billion, 25 billion, 25 billion? Like, come on. It's all play. Like let's be honest here. When you can really put all the pieces together, you learn to read between the lines, guys. You really start to see the actual picture of what's going on here. And honestly, the more and more I read through the lines and see the actual picture that's going on, all that does is makes me want to buy more, you know? And that may sound kind of like moon boyish, but you know, it's just a fact. When I'm getting all this negative fudge shoved down my throat, I am thinking, you know what? There's a reason why they're doing this. Why are they doing this? Oh, probably because they're scared of this, and probably because this is going to change the world, and probably because whoever's buying this is going to make a massive profit.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable, and not business as usual is the big lie here. This is business as usual. The Fed bails out the banks, guys. It's what they do. This is the reason we need crypto. This was a dumb point. This was stupid for Jim. His point is dumb. Here's the facts. Here's the facts. If you're bullish, you better be throwing some flames and some likes in the chat, guys. I mean, this is just out of control. And here's what everybody's talking about today. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, getting me worked up as well, comes out today and says again, Bitcoin is a hyped fraud. It's a pet rock, says JP Morgan CEO, JP Morgan CEO. All right, it's a pet rock. Pet rock is another word for it does nothing. We just looked at the metrics for Ethereum and the growth. Why was Ethereum growing? Because there's use case, because there's utility, because people like it. A pet rock.
You know what? You know why he's saying this? Because Ethereum is what's going to put him out of business. Like straight, like that's a fact. If he doesn't adopt, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're already adopting. I said in my video this morning, so I was in a Chase bank not too long ago, and I was talking with a bank teller, and they were asking me about crypto and whatnot because I told them that I'm involved in it, and they were saying, oh, you know, actually, JP Morgan, like they're trying to really work on integrating crypto into the banks, you know, and then you turn around. I said that in my video this morning. This is a real true story. And now you turn around and you look at these articles. And when I look at these articles and I use some critical thinking and think about that time I had, that experience I had, and compare it to this. And I think, wow. Talk about an agenda. Somebody's making a profit. Somebody's trying to make you not profit. It's just crazy.
It's clear. And JP Morgan, guys, they are offering the Bitcoin. They are literally advising some of the richest clients to buy Bitcoin. So his company says, don't buy it. Yeah, and his company says, buy it to rich clients. And Jamie Dimon comes out and says, don't buy it. And he came out on CNBC earlier, and I think you included a clip in your video earlier today. It was great, Blacksea. And in that clip, they talk with Jamie Dimon's on CNBC, okay? Jamie Dimon's on CNBC, and they're debating Bitcoin. And as people are trying to give him the positive points to Bitcoin, as he's trying to you know, just poo-poo it here like this, Bitcoin's a hype fraud, right? All he does is talk over them. He only talks over them because he's got no actual rebuttal, right? He calls it a pet rock. Well, actually, Jamie, there's it. And he says, well, and he just talks over them. And he doesn't let them get their point across. Yeah. And by the time he was done talking, he said, you know what? Like, let's move on. Let's talk. Let's move on.
He tries to I saw in that interview, he's just basically like, oh, you know, like, I don't have time to talk about that. Like, that's just a nothing. Like, that is absolutely, it's a scam. Like, we shouldn't endorse that by talking about that. But deep down, he's thinking, what am I going to do about this?
It's incredible.
And all I can do is FUD it but what am I going to do about this? That's what he's thinking, because it will severely impact his business. It will severely impact it if he does not adopt it.
The Crow fam's coming for you, Jamie Dimon, and they're getting at it in the chat right now. And let's talk about this one too. So not going to dive too deep into the technicals on this one, but the U.S. hits debt ceiling, and this debt ceiling's out of control. I'm sure you guys have seen the U.S. debt clock. It's out of control. We owe trillions to the rest of the world, essentially. And we are coming up to basically the limit. We set a debt ceiling, and when we pass that limit, it essentially says that we don't have enough money to pay back the other countries for any transactions that we're doing. Like, if we break this ceiling, then we don't have enough money to basically sustain ourselves as a country at that point. And right now, the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury, Janet Yellen, is taking extraordinary measures. Okay, they don't get into detail. Like, they don't say what this is. They don't get into I looked for that. They don't describe what the heck they're talking about. In other words, they're just pushing it out, and they're basically saying that they're going to address it in June is basically when I saw. So they're going to address it in June. Meanwhile, you have the people on the left and the people on the right just yelling at each other, doing nothing about it. And this brings me to, first of all, this could be a big bear case for the short term, and it could cause markets to crash overall. Okay, not just crypto, everything. But on the tail end of that crash, if this actually comes into fruition, this causes, for me, the most bullish situation possible for cryptocurrency, because you can't have debts like this with crypto, right? You can have failures with the books of an FTX exchange, right? You can have failures like that. You can have failures with over leveraging your company, your country, right? But with crypto, if you're just holding crypto and it's there for your transactions and your interactions peer to peer, it's a totally different game. And I think that this puts world governments out of business, which is why we see Jamie Dimon, the World Economic Forum, talking about blockchain technology and how good it is, but crypto's bad. Blockchain technology is great, but crypto's bad.
Yeah, very, very, very two-faced. They want those CBDCs. They want you to use their blockchain. They want to use their blockchain so they can track you and eliminate your privacy. And guys, I'm going to say, not financial advice or anything, but personally, when those CBDCs start coming my way, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run in the opposite direction.
You know what? And I wanted to pull this one up, but we're going to do this real quick. I'm pulling up Bank of America news. You guys got to see this. This is unbelievable. Actually insane. Bank of America, you know what? I don't have it here. I don't have it. So forget about it. But Bank of America came out and they ended up having an issue with their users. There are videos right now on the internet, Blacksea, of people going in the Bank of America line in the bank. And they're saying, where's my $1,500? Where's my $2,000? They actually lost users' funds. They lost users' funds and they blamed it on Zelle. They blamed it on Zelle, which is a product of the banks, by the way. But Bank of America is failing right now. And Jamie Dimon and the World Economic Forum and the traditional financial system is just trying to cover it all up and say, everything's fine. You talk about fake money. Let's talk about the banking system.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit, without getting canceled, dare I say it.
Man. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy because, honestly, I think it's absurd. Like when you talk about people that don't know anything about crypto, like this is the cliche argument, and they say but if I want to withdraw it, like how can I do that? And you know what? You're better off to have $1 million in Bitcoin than you are $1 million in cash in your bank. If they lose your money, you're only FDIC insured for $25,000. And guess what? If they collapse and they don't, and you go in there and say, I want my $250,000. First off, they're gonna say, well, you can't have your $1 million because the $750,000 wasn't insured, and we actually can't give you the $250,000 until we get bailed out. So if they don't get bailed out, it's game over and you've lost your money. You're safer in Bitcoin, honestly.
Bailouts. But Jim Cramer doesn't like bailouts, but he likes banks. Guys, let's get into this one. So, new FTX chief says crypto exchange could restart. Can you believe that FTX actually wants to come back into existence. Sam Bankman-Fried is sentenced for jail. He's not sentenced yet, but he was in jail. He is going on trial in October for one of the biggest frauds in the history of the world, okay? And now there's investigations for this exchange right now, and they're going to come out of this better or something? Like, is this something we're supposed to believe, really?
Yeah, they're all like, oh yeah, like just give the boy another chance. Like, don't worry, he won't steal another $10 billion. Guys, just give him another chance. We need to get some more money. We need to get some more money in our pockets. That's what they're saying. It's absurd. I can't believe the audacity of this. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me, and I don't know how I can. I don't know how I can handle this if I see more and more, if they start actually being like, all right, guys, we're going to actually open up FTX, like, it won't happen again. I think there's going to be massive uproar, and quite frankly, I'm going to freak out if that happens, because that's unacceptable.
I honestly think it's coming, but I'll tell you this. And it is unacceptable. But I'm going to give you a couple ifs and why. How would I be okay with this? How? In what world would I be okay with this? If it wasn't proven that, 1 in 3 or 2 in 3 congressmen received cash from Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX executives. If that wasn't a fact, then maybe I'd be okay with it. Okay? Maybe. If Sam Bankman-Fried wasn't on Twitter right now, about to go on trial, okay, by the way, like for all this, if he wasn't on Twitter right now saying, FTX is fine, and if he was totally disassociated with it completely, and that was a fact, and I knew that any executive that had anything to do with it was completely disassociated from this thing altogether, which is basically impossible, then maybe, if all of those ifs are true, then maybe I could stomach the existence of FTX in the future.
I can agree with that.
But I'd still never buy it.
Yeah. It's just, and all those things, those ifs and the maybes, well, they aren't a fact. It's absurd. It's just, I'm getting worked up just thinking about this. Like, they stole everybody's money. They'll probably try to do it again. They got caught with their pants down. They're going to try to over-regulate crypto. It's a problem.
Even if they don't try to do it again, even if they are proper now, I don't want the people associated with this project to make money. I don't want these powerful people to get any more powerful. I want them broke. I want them done. I want them out of crypto. I'm done with them. I have discarded them from my existence. I want them out. I don't want anybody that's associated with this exchange in terms of leadership to come back into existence. I don't even want them to do it legally. I don't want them to do it ethically. I don't want them to do it at all. I don't want them to make $1 off of you, me, or anybody in the chat. It's nauseating. They bribed politicians, Crow fam. They bribed politicians.
I see this and all I can think of is like, get this out of my face. I don't want to hear about FTX anymore. I don't want to hear about SBF anymore. Get those bad actors out of here. Put them in a cell. Oh, wait, you can't put all the Congress in a cell. Oops. Well, put the people in charge of FTX in a cell, or the people that were actually guilty of the crimes, and give the people their money back. I just can't believe that there was $10 billion of user funds. It's absurd.
The only people that can put them in a cell is this community right here, and that is a cell of, I'm not going to buy your products anymore. And so if you're watching this video right now, stay away, guys. Just stay away. For the good of the ecosystem, stay away from these crooks, all right? A lot of crooks out there. I'm going to zip through a couple of these stories really quick. The news you saw yesterday about the DOJ came out saying they were going to do a international regulatory deal yesterday where they were going to come out and they were going to come after somebody. People were speculating it was Binance, this, that. It turned out to be a Russian founder of a cryptocurrency based in Hong Kong who was arrested in Miami, who is apparently dealing with dirty money. There's a lot of this, guys. There's a lot of this, and there's still more fallout, okay? And so another one I want to show you guys, crypto lender Nexo is getting gotten by the SEC. $45 million they're ordered to pay, and they're supposed to stop offering their EIP account, so the earn interest products to U.S. customers. The SEC said no, and the SEC also did this. They're at least being consistent with this, I'll say. Crypto lender Genesis, same thing. This was an earn product, and what I want to point out is these are centralized earn products, okay? These are centralized exchanges. These are centralized entities that had failed crypto products, okay? DeFi, DeFi, DeFi. That's what we need.
I agree. DeFi is the answer. There shouldn't be a reason for centralized earn products, honestly. And I say that while I'm collecting interest on my CRO card, but if I didn't have to have that locked up in CRO, or excuse me, on the centralized exchange for my card, I would totally have that in the DeFi app.
Yep. And I ended up pulling that out a while ago. I couldn't stomach it when they dropped the rates. I moved it when I had the chance, and I took a slight loss at the time, but honestly, I didn't sell the CRO. I just moved it out of the earn feature and I moved it over to the DeFi exchange. And that's fine, right? And so I'm earning the interest in the DeFi app for now. I'll say this though, if the card rates get better again in the bull run, I want them to be careful. I don't want them to put themselves in a position like Genesis or like this other exchange, Nexo. But I will consider taking a peek at the card benefits again, because the cards are cool. I still use my card. If I'm getting McDonald's coffee in the morning, Starbucks, I'll use my card. There's no problem with that. I want to look at this too. So Shiba Inu leads crypto markets. This is cool. So this is a cool story. I'm going to talk about Shiba. We're going to talk a little bit more about Shiba Inu on the channel. It is leading the crypto markets the other day, not anymore. But I put out a video yesterday because the markets were going crazy. And I warned people, hey, SHIB's going up. SHIB's got a bright future, but I'm not buying SHIB right now because it's probably going to drop right back down. And look at what we got here. Over the last 7 days, it went up. I was looking at it here. Literally, I was pointing and I said, I think it's going to come right back down to here. And bada bing, bada boom. What goes up must come down.
These meme coins. Got to be careful with these meme coins. It's a good way to make quick profit, but it's also a good way to lose money. I really recommend that people be really, really careful when it comes to meme coins.
Yep, especially for the short-term moves, right? Now, if you're holding this thing for the long term and you're trying to just hold it, and not trade it, and you want to wait for one of these, maybe you don't want to wait all the way to the top. Maybe you want to sell it somewhere on the way up, right? You definitely got to take profit. I get it, but you better take a long-term strategy. I don't think there's any problem with, hey, this is up 15, 20% today. So, hey, I'm going to sell it a little bit here. So nothing wrong with that. And I want to take one more peek here at, so Shiba, let's just look at like a long-term. Is it good for the long-term? Well, look at the website, guys. Take a peek at it. And I'll give them this. They're doing a great job here. They're giving great information about their project. They talk a little bit about crypto education for newcomers, which is great considering Shiba Inu was one of the things that people were going crazy for on Robinhood. So many people downloaded Crypto.com app just to trade Shiba Inu. And by the way, we're going to talk about this in another video. Crypto.com app is not meant for active trading, okay? I got to talk about that in another video. We're going to talk a lot about that because there's a lot of FUD going on right now from a lot of influencers that don't seem to get it, but it is not something where you should be day trading on the Crypto.com app. That is not a winning strategy, okay? It's a long-term holding.
It's an onboarding app. It's an app to onboard. That's what it is.
We got to wait for that 3.0 exchange. We got to wait for the actual exchange, which that'll be huge. That'll be huge. But Shiba Inu, so Blacksea, I want to get your take on some of this. So looking at some of this history and some of this, what they got going on, you can look at all this, but really I want to focus on this for you, and I want to get your take on this. Meme coins come out because of hype, and they're funny. Shiba came out because Dogecoin was funny, and Elon pumped it, and then Shiba came into existence, and it was the Dogecoin killer, and now they're taking advantage of the hype, and they're building an actual product. They're building a layer 2 network onto Ethereum. Dogecoin ain't doing something like that. It's got its own blockchain. The Shibarium. Shibarium embarks on becoming a powerful layer 2 blockchain and transitional evolution to the Shiba ecosystem. Shiba's layer 2 is a collective blockchain that scales and invites solutions, innovation, and security to the decentralized finance space. What's your take on this? And would you consider allocating more money or any money into Shiba if you haven't done so already?
Unfortunately, I think that in my mind, Shiba is kind of tainted with being a meme coin, and I don't really think I could take it seriously other than a meme coin, unfortunately. Not to FUD it or anything. I'm not FUDding. That's just my personal strategy
Sure.
when I'm talking about meme coins. But I mean, sure, I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like meme coins haven't gone up to billions of dollars in market cap. I mean, look at Doge, look at Shiba Inu. There's money to be made, but like investing for the long term. I would have to look much deeper into it, and it would have to prove the test of time. And it is proving the test of time right now, but I'm not prepared to make a substantial investment.
Okay, so I disagree with you to a point, right? And I do agree with you in this. Substantial investment? Probably not. Probably not going to make a substantial investment in this one. But I'm also going to agree with you in that you were saying it needs to stand the test of time, and you also alluded to that it might be. I think it is. I think it is standing the test of time. And what my bullish thoughts on this and why I would consider allocating a little bit, I got a little bit of Shiba. I would consider buying some more, especially since all the markets are low. We know that Shiba can rip on the meme part alone. I'd like to see it separate itself out from the meme, the memeness of it, if you will. And I think this is that move. And why it makes me bullish and why I think it has a chance is because the investors, and I'm not trying to insult anybody out there, but the investors that come after Shiba Inu, they're usually not the most educated crypto investors. And that's just a fact because you have most newcomers into crypto are buying Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. They're buying it because it's a meme, because they heard about it, because it's on TikTok, because it's on the internet. But the utility wasn't there. Well, now the utility's come into Shiba. So if you're a newbie and you're coming into the space still, I think it could still get those newcomers in. But the key for Shiba right now, in my mind, is to keep those users and retain them. And this is a great strategy to do that because now you can actually say there's a use case. And the other bullish piece that I'll say is back to kind of how it's like, not the most educated investors are buying Shiba. So many people that I talk to that haven't bought crypto yet or are new to crypto are obsessed. They're absolutely obsessed. But do you see how many zeros it has in front of it? It's so cheap. And if it goes to $1 or even a penny, I'll be a billionaire. And I think that that's going to bring in a lot of traffic. And I think they can retain that traffic possibly with Shibarium. But I'm with you in that, like, it needs to separate from the meme coin. So I think we disagree a little bit on that for now, but I think
you make very fair points. You make very fair points.
Yeah, well, and so do you. I mean, and it could really, regardless of how this thing actually plays out, I think we can both agree it's kind of inevitable that it's going to rip in the bull market.
Exactly.
So, guys, we'll talk a little bit more about Shiba. I'm clearly interested in it right now. I caught my attention with the Shibarium. This is important. What do we need to do during bear markets? We need to build, and Shiba Inu is doing it. So we'll have to check it out, guys. We'll have to check it out. We're at 6.7K subscribers on the channel. We do have several members. You see them in the chat right now, using the emojis, smashing up the like button, using all those badges next to their name. If you want to become a member, guys, all you got to do is go in the link in the description down below. We have a link for you there. You could also go to our YouTube page and join here. You get exclusive perks as a member, and we're happy to have you as the Crypto Report fam. And when we hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel, we're giving away a loaded lion. And if you're a member, you get extra entries towards this giveaway. All you got to do is follow us on Twitter. And Blacksea, what do you think? Should we do some other giveaways here soon? I think it's been a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's about that time to start giving away some more things. I've had some thoughts, and we should make it happen.
We got to make it happen, Captain. We got to make it happen. I'm looking out for some questions here in the chat. We got Slay Maven smashing up the Johnny L. Good to have you. Buy Tectonic instead utility. Johnny L wants us to buy Tectonic instead of Shiba, and I absolutely love your thinking. It's got
I think that Tectonic actually has more utility than Shiba so far. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with Shiba, but I think buying both is. I don't want to compare them to being in equal realms, but I would allocate the same amount of my portfolio in Tectonic as I would into Shiba Inu.
Yep, and I'll tell you this, Johnny L, also great point on the Tectonic thing is, Let's look at which one has more upside. Does the one with a $6 billion market cap have more upside? Or does the one with a $25 million market cap have more upside? Shiba Inu at $6 billion, Tectonic at $25 million. Probably Tectonic. You could have several hundred X easily on Tectonic, where with a Shiba, we're looking at a 10, 20, 30 maybe. I mean, that's still extremely bullish. I mean, ain't bad. Ain't bad either way, right? Looking at some of this, though, Benny Blue Eyes is diversified, 50%, 25-25. So Bitcoin, 50%. Love that strategy, guys. You got to be diversified. You got to be diversified. You guys got to make sure that you're doing it safe, right? And we're taking profits as the bull market comes back around. Got a couple folks. Crypto Runner, Jade Krieg card. I see ya. Blacksea and I have the rose gold card. We got in this thing early, guys, and we're just hanging on to those cards, rocking the cards. Still use it every day, but guys, I'm feeling bullish. I'm feeling bullish. I'm feeling pretty good. Crowcoin at 8 cents tomorrow, Nazar asks. We'll have to see. Look, I'm bullish on Crow, but Blacksea, is it too soon? Tomorrow, 8 cents tomorrow.
Hey, listen. As long as Bitcoin, I know I sound like a broken record, but as long as Bitcoin stays above 19,500, there's no reason why altcoins don't move to the upside, and that's including Crowcoin.
Francisco Gabriel wants to know, Blacksea. I feel free to share if you don't want to. It's okay, but he wants to know what kind of car you're buying.
I don't know. Follow me on Twitter at 333Blacksea, and maybe I'll post it there.
There you go. I will be looking out myself. I actually know, but I'll let you keep the secret. So check him out on Twitter, guys. 333Blacksea. I'm Crypto Kip Tweets. Follow us at _Crypto Report on Twitter. More giveaways to come there. Hey, Michael Artezi wants your quant opinion.
Honestly, I haven't looked into it enough, but I've heard great things about it. Maybe I should look into that. Maybe we'll make a video about it.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of digging on that, and I'll tell you, I think it's got use case. I think it's got utility. I think it could be huge. We'll have to see if it actually gets adopted in a big way. I hear a lot of people talking about it. There's certainly a quant army, and so in that alone, you're looking for strong communities when you're talking about crypto. And it's promising, but we might have to talk a little bit more about it in depth and actually what it does. But yeah, no, it's an interesting project for sure. Pretty interesting. So asking about Jasmine, I don't know what that one is. I'll be honest with you, guys. There's so many cryptos out there. Just make sure you're doing your research. Make sure you're also considering buying some of these higher cap coins. The higher cap coins are going to be safer. I'm going to call out right now, Benny Blue Eyes doing a great job. 50% of his portfolio is in Bitcoin. That's a smart investor. That's a smart way to be. Hey, if you want to take more risk, nothing more than you're willing to lose, guys. But, to each his own. I just think you want to make sure you got enough Bitcoin. You got to make sure you have enough Ethereum, and you got to make sure you have some of these long-term projects like Crypto.com, like Binance, like some of these other ecosystems that are thriving right now. But that's all I got. Blacksea, I'm out. That's all I got. I got to give some parting words for the community, the classic parting words for the fam. What do you got?
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I always love giving you guys and the news and keeping you up to date on what's going on. Super excited to announce that we're going to have some more giveaways. Please consider becoming a member. We got a private Discord with NFT Alpha, NFT Whitelist, trade signals, and it'll get a little bit more one-on-one with Crypto Kip and I. We'll have a little bit of Discord calls and whatnot. Super excited about that. And on top of that, you get an extra 10 entries each month at winning this Loaded Lion NFT, and super excited to give that away. And thanks for watching, guys.
Absolutely well said. More to come, guys. More to come, fam. I'm Crypto Kip. That was Blacksea. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe right now. And as always, you got to remember to DCA, HODL, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.